I'm going to do the first public comment. I want to go ahead and we have a special young lady here today. Her name is Elizabeth Perales, and I wanted to go ahead and recognize her today because she was a state qualifier in poetry interpretation. So if I can have Ms. Perales up in the front so that we can present you with a certificate and take a quick picture with the Commissioner's Court. And also if you can guys join me in a round of applause and congratulating her for making it to state.
Your Honor, she's 7th in the state.
7th in the state?
Yes. Can we get our parents in the picture? I appreciate that.
All right. Alto con alto.
She's also ranked 5th in her class. So.
Thank you, Daddy.
We have another public comment in Ms. Mary Sandoval.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning. I would ask that this be taken up under executive session since it's a personnel matter.
Is it on the agenda?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I would figure since it deals with personnel, it can be discussed in.
No, we can discuss it in executive session. It just needed to be put on the agenda.
Oh, do that for the next one.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Yes, Mr. Carmona?
It can be done on the under executive session.
Wasn't sure if you had a public comment.
No, well, that's my comment that it could have been, it can be discussed under executive session because it doesn't specifically specify that, she needs to sign up for it. It can handle like this throughout in other instances. There hasn't been an agenda request for the executive session.
I have another public comment, Mr. Oscar Ortiz.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. I wanted to come and pretty much just make an announcement to y'all, the Commissioners Court, and the public that's in attendance or going to watch later on Facebook. It came to my attention last week we have 37 open budgeted positions here at the county. So I got with the county clerk's office and I put all those job vacancies on the county website so anybody can see them, and if they're interested they can reach out to that said department to hopefully get those filled. And then also just a friendly reminder, if there is a new hire in the county, if you can send that person over to my office as soon as possible so we can get all that paperwork straightened away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments, Mr. Garcia? Yes, sir.
Judge, we did plant all the trees, there at the park. And I went ahead and bought, by Commissioner's Court, bought a fence, so the deer won't eat the fruit if they eat this fruit. So I just wanted to let everybody be aware of this program.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Judge,
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
approached by Ms. Martinez from the Water District to help on the 18-wheelers. I know we don't have a court ordinance, so I said I would put it in the next agenda to bring it up and see how we can help them or what we can do.
Good.
with the 18-wheelers.
Any other public comments? 1.6, approval of minutes of regular meeting May 8th, 2023.
So moved, subject to no corrections.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.1, approval of bonds.
No motion.
No action. Discussion and appropriate action, juvenile probation to increase funding for detention for remainder of the year. Do we have a representative from the juvenile probation?
Motion to table.
Motion to table by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Briefly, Your Honor, if that matter is brought back before the court, I would recommend that you add that also a budget amendment if one is necessary at the time that you discuss.
It'll be for a budget amendment if we approve it.
So there won't be any questions, just add appropriate discussion, action, and possible budget amendment.
But he's asking for increase in the funding that's done in October.
Exactly.
That's done in October regardless.
If you were going to do that, it would require a budget. So if it's brought back, there's a possibility that we need funding to get the juveniles into the facilities on housing for 10 days before they're brought back. If they run out of funds, then
I understand, but the word that he used was increase. So any increases for other elected officials, we know is done in October.
I understand that, but if you were to discuss it, it would require a budget. That's all I'm saying.
2.3, discussion and appropriate action, request to use Dimmit County Fairgrounds for the Small Town Toy Rally on October 28, 2023. Do we have a representative here? I'll entertain a motion on the table.
So moved.
Motion by Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval of meal reimbursements for Melissa Garcia, 365th clerk, as per policy amounts.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Discussion.
Any discussion?
Is that just gonna be the regular pay and lunchtime, Mr. Peña? Well, that's what the policy reads, our policy, that you only get paid that amount. They bring it over, it's not gonna go through.
Okay.
Yeah, the amount per county C policy is $20 for a lunch meal. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Extension Agent Ms. Alyssa Cruz for the month of April 2023.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
So during the month of April, I hosted the 2023 South Texas Agriculture Symposium. I had 3 in attendance and I teamed up with Zavala County, so we both did that together here in Dimmit County. I also had the multi-county water well screening, which was hosted in Pearsall, Texas. Dimmit County had a total of 3 samples. On the 4-H side, I assisted and attended the District 12 4-H livestock judging competition in Alice. I also went to the District 12 4-H shooting sports competition where Dimmit County had 4 total members competing. I also assisted with the TCFA cattle handling program in Kingsville, and I had hosted along with the FCH agent leadership advisory board meeting, which will be a group of community partners here in Dimmit County, so we can get together and discuss some educational programs we can host here in Dimmit County. And then I also did want to mention that I had one individual from Dimmit County, the Dimmit County 4-H program, Fulton Brady. He actually had an opportunity, along with 231 individuals, to receive a scholarship from the Texas 4-H Opportunity Scholarship, and he'll be recognized in a ceremony in next month in College Station. Any questions?
I'm entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion and appropriate action monthly report FCA agent, Ms. Cari Samuels for the month of April 2023.
Good morning, Judge
Good morning.
and Commissioners. So for the month of April, I attended various trainings, meetings. I attended the FCH 4-H 101, which was just basic knowledge, information to use in the county on family and community health issues, and 4-H projects as well in the family and community health side. So trained in food and nutrition project, photography project, just an overall overview of all the 4-H things that we can bring to our county. I attended the professional development for family and community health agents with our agency, and along with the ag agent, we hosted the leadership advisory board meeting that she mentioned in her report, and we have invited about 20 individuals from the county, and we're hoping to have these quarterly meetings to discuss things we can bring to our community. And one issue that was brought up in that meeting was more youth program development. So we're going to be working on that this summer and hopefully in the new year. Two of those flyers that I just passed out, those are the programs that are going on right now. One of them is called Walk Across Texas. It's just like a walking wellness program that's being done at the Methodist church, but we're doing it at the county park. And we're walking a mile every Tuesday together, so I invite you to come out if you want to join us. And it's a program that can be done just on your own, but we decided we'll try to make an impact by doing it together every Tuesday, at least one day out the week. The other flyer is for a walk and talk program that's being done for our seniors at the Nutrition Center. So if you happen to be free on a Monday, I have a volunteer doing the class right now, so I could be here, but every other Monday you can come and join us for that as well. So that's about it. Lots to come in the summer. Any questions?
On the walk and talk, is that?
Talk, is that just on Mondays or is it
It's every Monday.
every Monday?
It's a 8-week program, and we meet every Monday at 10 a.m.
And you said at the Paloma?
at La Paloma. And we're walking around the block, or if it's raining, like that's what happened last week, we had to run back inside. We walked inside, and then today they're doing a chair exercise routine. And they also get to learn about fruits and vegetables, and they'll be trying different recipes. Today they're going to be learning about carrots.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
South Texas Road got one of those balls from the old gyms. You can get with them, down to the shoe, they'll let you use it. If not, let me know. Okay. They have, walking and everything inside the building, then we don't have to worry about.
The rain.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, I have visited with Ms. Ana Sonora about that, and we're hoping to have something there in the future.
All right.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Munoz. Mr. Garcia, the time's 10:17 and we are going to go into executive session.
Sunday, about 9:30 in the morning, we had to go to Trinidad.
Yes, for the block
We're
party.
looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Munoz.
Thank you.
2.8, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez for the month of April.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. I did want to inform Commissioners Court and the judge that we are still manually inputting our citations as we're doing the transition from the Sheriff's Office Southern software. So they're not in the program, so they have to come and hand deliver the citations, so we are entering them manually.
Thank you, Judge. 2.9, discussion and appropriate action, approval of travel for Deputy Clerk Yvette Nesmith to attend the legislative update in San Marcos, Texas.
Move.
Motion by Commissioner Commissioner Alonso Carmona, excuse me.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion?
Mr. Pereira, the mileage, I mean, is this travel request, right?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? The reason I'm putting this up because apparently there's been a lot of errors on the traveling, and then they try to collect from the official, and it creates a argument between them. So from now on, Mr. Pereira, get a copy beforehand so you can tell us if it's right or wrong.
Okay, yes, sir.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Thank
Any
you.
opposition?
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel for the month of February, March, and April 2023.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good to see you back, sir.
Glad to be back.
Good to see you back.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez for the month of March and April 2023. Morning, Judge. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 4, Mr. Alfredo Martinez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
2.13, monthly report from District Clerk Ms. Marisela Gonzalez for the month of April 2023.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion?
Judge, we continue to have a busy schedule with our district attorney's office presenting indictments. This past month, we had a total of 23 indictments. Today, we're having grand jury again, and I believe they mentioned they're going to be returning about 30 indictments. So that's been keeping us extremely busy.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. 2.14, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Clerk Mr. Mario Garcia for the month of April. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Judge, just have an inquiry, any status on security for the building to return?
We're working on getting courthouse security. I think Grants and Planning is here today, so they'll have some discussion regarding us getting courthouse security.
We're using the chimes when you open the door. All these are all Christmas songs. So,
You don't have a security?
We do have a security, but we need to be up to compliance with some of the new state regulations that are coming out in regards to having when you walk in, to having a metal detector. So, yeah, that's what he's talking
How come
about.
we get gotten the wands?
There's wands, I believe.
They're behind the seat, they're on behind the security officer.
We've been extremely busy, as Mr. Garcia can tell you, in criminal county court, and we've had a few issues here and there with individuals coming in. However, I will have to say my hat's off to the sheriff's office because they've had 2 bailiffs here, and they've been pretty good about handling the situation with those individuals. I think for the most part, the court has run pretty smooth in terms of individuals trying to cause a scene. However, we do have to get in compliance with some of the actually regulatory in terms of having cameras in this building, and also the metal detectors actually where you walk in, but we're working on that.
Also, Judge, on that note, the gentleman came in to look at the doors.
Great.
And
I'm glad you brought that up.
They're gonna check to see what's going on. However, for the meantime, they're gonna have to be at this site. Of course, you posted a memo not to.
I did. I
Make
posted.
sure that they're locked. They're gonna come in and repair them, as well as the AC also.
Yes, I did post a memo for the record for all Dimmit County employees. Anybody wanting to enter the courthouse annex, this building, everybody must come in and exit through the front door. There was some issues in terms of the back inside entrance doors, and I have discussed with all the elected officials that all employees and elected officials must enter and exit the front door until further notice. Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion, excuse me, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval of travel for Deputy Clerks Belinda Sandoval, Sally Flores Hernandez to attend the 128th Annual District and County Clerks Conference in McAllen, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion?
Mr. Garcia, you travel more than, you only got one travel, and it says just under an amount. There's not another one for the other.
I have the originals here for signatures at the end of the meeting.
I'm sorry?
I have here, Judge.
Because we only have a travel we only have a travel for Belinda, for a voucher for Belinda.
Are they sharing rooms?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's why.
Because the amount is different. Are you just gonna get this one?
They're sharing a room, they're sharing a room.
Right.
So it's one
pero
row.
What I'm saying is there's no travel for Belinda and the, who's gonna do the driving?
So I think we need you have a second voucher. He has 2 vouchers. Did you submit them to my office, both vouchers? Or just one?
Yes.
I only have 1 too.
Okay.
Yes. We got it, thank you. You and I only got it.
Yeah, we got one.
Yes, me too.
All right.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.16, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the county commissioners. Commissioner Odena.
I have no report for, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jaime, how are you?
This is for the road.
Road and Bridge. Road and Bridge.
Motion to table precinct 2 and precinct 3 road report.
It's not in there. It's not in there. Our reports,
Y'all didn't turn it in?
the second.
Your secretary did not turn them in. So we're gonna table precinct 2 and 3's reports. We don't have reports on those. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion to table, is there a second? Commissioner Noguera, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have the monthly report. I'll entertain a motion for precinct 1, Commissioner Odena.
Motion. To approve.
Yeah, motion to approve precinct 1's report.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve Commissioners precinct 4, 5, and 7. Commissioner Noguera.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, request for Road and Bridge Precinct 2 employees to come in at 7 a.m. effective May 16, 2023 due to hot weather temperatures. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Discussion.
Judge, I meant to put it like for all precincts, but
For all
I mean,
precincts?
I don't know if they wanted it that way or,
No, mine don't start till Monday.
okay, good.
Yeah, pero
Once, yeah.
we don't have to put it back on.
No.
So if we can modify it to say all precincts.
At your discretion, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to amend the action item to reflect the proper language to say on the discretion of each elected official. on the discretion of each elected commissioner that employees may come in at 7 a.m. due to the weather. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Judge,
Yes, sir.
Are they leaving at 4?
do we have to rescind the other one?
I amended it.
Oh, okay.
I amended, I put on the record to amend the agenda item
Oh,
to reflect
sorry,
the, to reflect the proper language to say, and is it gonna be to get out at 4?
7 a.m., they come in at 7, leave at 4.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, Mr. Garcia, amend the language to reflect that upon the discretion of each elected official commissioner for each road and bridge precinct, that their employees come in at 7 a.m. and leave at 4 p.m., excuse me.
Are they still taking lunch at 12?
Yes.
Correct, they'll still take a lunch, their lunch hour by law.
This is only reflect not the secretary.
This is road and bridge precinct for,
Our secretary does $88.
this is for labor employees, correct? Labor employees, Mr. Garcia. Due to the increase in weather temperatures in southwest Texas, Carrizo Springs, Dimmit County. I'll reopen and entertain a motion to that correct amended language.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, second. Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, Precinct 2 requesting to add a street light or lamp on County Road 101. Commissioner?
Oh, I thought we were discussing motion.
No,
Judge, right there where 101, that I think it's called Eagle's Nest, trailer park or mobile home state, there's a big influx of traffic going through and they don't slow down. So we already put the speed bumps, but at least where the students are gonna stand more or less there at the entrance, I like to put a street light just to,
is that for the bus pickup?
yeah, for the best pickup. So so the traffic can see them that they are standing there.
I'll entertain a motion.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.19, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the Dimmit County Golf Course for the month of April 2023. Morning, Mr. Hyman.
The total that was generated for April was $19,188.15.
I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Discussion.
Mr. Baker, have you hired the manager for the golf course?
No,
Not yet?
not yet.
You said the total for the month of April was what, Mr. Hyman?
$19,188.13.
Okay. The only thing I see missing here, Mr. Vega, on this one, we have just the revenues coming in. We need to also put down the expenditure that we do for that for 3 months.
But that you would get off the expenditure
No, no.
report.
I'm going to run here, just the golf course, what they spend. Lights and all that, the total amount of what expenditure you do it, they're doing, and what's coming in.
Well, I guess the request would be for us to ask Mr. Hyman, you can get with your with your elected or the
You
person
want all the expenditures for the month?
for the month. Any other discussion?
That report would have to come from,
But that's what I'm getting at, that's what I'm saying, that
I know you're saying it's in the docket, the docket claim.
or just attach.
no, it's in the expenditure report, or under my report, or the.
On your report.
So he's asking for it to be included also when Mr. Jaime comes and makes a report.
Okay, I'll,
So if you'd be so kind and give that copy to
all right.
the golf course. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, precinct 1, approval to install stop signs at Signs and Break Time Road.
Judge, this road is, signs and break time road are showing a great amount of overflow traffic, and there's been several close calls where people are coming around the corner and stopping since there is no required stop sign there. And there's been 2 situations where they about had a wreck right at the T. It's a T intersection. And I've had 3 different people that live out there request that you just install stop signs. So the reason I'm coming to the commission.
Now entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second. Second by Commissioner.
Discussion.
You're seconding the motion? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Mr. Gonzalez, I know that beforehand we used to put it in Commissioner's Court. Do we still have to do it for the speed bumps that we're going to install on the county roads, or do we just go ahead and, since we had approved it for one, do we still go ahead and, I know this is a different matter, but do we need to put it in Commissioner's Court?
I'd recommend you put it in the Commissioner's Court, just to advise the public so they'd be aware of it, and then publish it in the paper where you're going to do speed bumps. You don't want somebody to go and expectantly down the road and they're not aware of the speed bumps. We used to put
No,
signs.
the signs are there, but what I'm saying is, do we have to bring it back to Commissioner's Court to get approval to put the speed bumps on that county
If
road?
it's a new location,
Yes,
it's
sir.
probably in the best interest of the county. I do not want an accident to occur and saying, some member of the public saying we didn't have notice of their place to speed bump. For insurance purposes and, you know, technicality, maintain liability, let's put it on the agenda and be noticed to the public.
Put what on the agenda?
That they intend to put speed bumps in certain county road.
Okay, well, that's what you're asking for it to be approved. So then once you get it approved, if the court approves it, then put a notice on the paper that there has been stop signs installed.
Right.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? One abstention, or not here, Mr. Wilco. Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action to transfer the scheduling of and management of the Alani Sports Complex to the event coordinator.
Judge, this, Commissioner Carmona and I had a discussion in regards to this matter, and we're trying to funnel everything through the event coordinator, simplify the process. We had Melissa existing at this point. She schedules the Alanis field, and Ms. Lupe is the one that's been scheduling the ballparks. So I feel like it'd be in the best interest of everyone's account to just put that on Ms. Wendy, so she can keep control of all the ball fields. She gets scheduled.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. I have discussion.
Judge, I don't agree with the management. The management is under precinct 3. So therefore, when I vote no on this.
Right now, whenever we vote, you can do that. That was, you can oppose when we vote. My question is your request to have the scheduling and management of it transferred to the event coordinator? Currently, precinct 3 is so right now, the way it's set is that precinct 1, or Melissa, who's under precinct 1, is in charge of scheduling. And the management of the grounds, or the groundskeeping, is under precinct 3, which is Commissioner Carmona and his crew. Are you asking this court to transfer both the management and the scheduling to the events coordinator?
No, just the schedule.
Just the
Just
scheduling?
the schedule. If Commissioner Carmona wants to continue taking care of the facility, I'm fine with it. It's just, if we just add the scheduling to Ms. Lupe, that eliminates one more person from the scenario, which would be Melissa.
So if there's any groundskeeping or logistical issues or concerns, they would have to contact Ms. Puente, and then Ms. Puente contacts Mr. Carmona, Commissioner Carmona?
If that's a process he would like to follow, or unless he has an individual that he'd rather Ms. Puente contact. So,
Other discussion, Commissioner?
Ms. Puente has been very good at letting us know when you're gonna use it. They're both under Commissioner Urenda, so I don't have a problem with the schedule.
You just want to maintain the
Right,
maintenance?
When it was a mess, nobody wanted it, so I would like to keep it.
So Commissioner Uranda, are you going to amend your item request for it to reflect that the transfer of the scheduling of the Alanis Sports Complex be handed over to Ms. Puente, and that the management continue to be managed by Precinct 3 Commissioner Carmona?
correct.
So let the record reflect that the language of the amended action item, Mr. Garcia's, is to reflect that the transfer of the scheduling of the Alanis Sports Complex be transferred from currently Melissa Medina to the event coordinator, who is Ms. Lupe Puente, and that the management groundskeeping of the Alanis Sports Complex remain under the supervision of Commissioner Juan Carmona. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other further discussion?
Last month, Judge, when we had discussed this, it was just the scheduling, not the whole management.
It was, but today Commissioner Uranda changed it to both. So that's why Commissioner Carmona said he was going to oppose, but perhaps maybe you're not going to oppose anymore. So if there's no other discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.22, discussion and appropriate action. Approval to trade in and purchase backhoe for precinct 1.
Judge, this is the case backhoe that we have. We've been using it out at the golf course at this point, and it's shown a lot of wear and tear on it, where we're probably fixing to spend about $8,000 to $9,000 on it. We have this opportunity where we can trade it in, and it's got some value on it, right at around $40,000 at this point, that we can put on a newer unit. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. We got 2 quotes, one from Case and one from JCB, and they're about $7,000 difference. They're both viable.
I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Mhm.
It's coming out of COs or regular budget?
It's coming out of COs.
COs for the golf course?
No, it's for precinct 1. It's a precinct 1 machine.
So it'll be precinct 1, not at the golf course?
It'll be in precinct 1. If I need it at the golf course, we'll roll it to the golf course and utilize it as needed.
Mr. Vela, can we use purchase equipment through COs at the golf course?
It's a county entity.
Just making sure because it's making business, making money, that's all I was asking.
Good point.
Point. Take
The
it.
backhoe's making money?
No, golf course.
The golf course,
Oh, but he's doing it at precinct 1.
that's what I'm asking.
So, wait a minute. I don't understand now. I'm confused. So prior to me coming in, when previous commissioner would take equipment over there, it wasn't an issue? Because it was making money. I just want clarification.
The previous time that it was, we did let him use because it was under the, David, or what was his name? The company that was there,
The contractor.
the contract, with the contract.
That's even worse because it's under a
No, it
private.
wasn't work because they didn't have no equipment. The equipment, they couldn't use it. So precinct 1 was the one that used the equipment with their driver to do the work.
That's what we're doing right now.
No, but you're saying you're gonna leave it at the pole?
No,
That's
no.
what she's trying to explain.
No, I never said the machine's gonna stay at the golf course. I said it's at the golf course and when we need it, we use it at the golf course.
Right.
But it doesn't stay there. It doesn't stay there. To clarify, for the record.
I think that's the question.
But for the record, let it be said, because you just made an accusation right now that we use the equipment there at the golf course with the prior minister.
It's not an accusation, it's a fact, sir.
Well,
It's not an accusation, it's a fact.
But the
Right?
deal is,
Right, but the percentage that we use, it's minimal. You use it precinct 1, right?
Right.
Yes, what's that? The percentage that we do it has to be a
I
certain.
understand what that, Mr. Pereira, but what he said was, there wasn't a problem with the other administration, with the other commissioner?
I am asking, because.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's
Okay, we're not gonna entertain back and forth discussion. Mr. Pereira, can he use, no, Ms. Uranda, Commissioner Uranda, hold on. Can he purchase this through the CO and have it at precinct 1? And if it needs to be utilized at the golf course on a minimal time, can he use it?
I believe so, because you cap a certain percentage out of every, if it goes over a certain percentage, then it would be allowable, but it's minimal, so.
So how do you keep up?
Looking at the reports.
No, I'm just
You
asking.
would have to log, yeah, if he logs in, wherever he uses it, we can get that clarified. And I will check with our attorneys.
I still have a question. This is not, I can't stop here. I use equipment out there, well, hold on. I use equipment out there as needed. For example, if we have dead trees, we have to take equipment out there to remove them, so they're not a safety issue. So is that it? Am I being set, understanding that I cannot use precinct 1 equipment at the golf course? I mean, so what other equipment, am I supposed to rent equipment?
I was asking because when you first stated, you said the backhoe that you're gonna trade in is at the golf course.
It is right now at the golf course. If you
So
go
to
out
me,
there, it's still
that
there.
meant that it's there, that it belongs
No.
to the golf course, that's why I was asking.
No, I
Are you gonna
said
trade
it's-
it in and use it there, or where it's gonna be used?
No, if it's precinct 1, it's precinct 1 equipment, just like the precinct 1 equipment. It's at the golf course because we used it to take out some stumps, and that's where it's parked right now.
Let me get legal to give us an opinion on that. The bond
We can
attorneys-
contact TAC, yes.
No, the bond attorneys. Our
Okay.
bond attorneys, I will contact them.
Yes, we'll contact Mr., yeah, I'm gonna meet with him, yes,
Aguilera.
Aguilera. So we had a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona and then a second by Commissioner Uranda.
Can we
And
amend the motion?
you can amend it to table it. So that's gonna be 2.2, there's a motion to table it by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposition?
Aye.
There's opposition by Commissioner Odena. Motion carries. Two point 2.23, discussion and appropriate action to appoint event coordinator as scheduling manager for the use of the Johnny Gloria Placita and Recreational Center, and to clarify the usage.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
I put that on the agenda, and though it's not my briefing, but when we had the discussion, it was mentioned that we need to put it in the agenda so we can clarify who and what is the placita really is. Because at the beginning, when the other judge was here, we all had agreed that Ms. Martinez was gonna rent it out, since that money was gonna go to the mejores materiales. But we never discussed the recreational part. So now they're using the placita and they're using the recreational without any of us having knowledge of when they use it or how they use it.
So let me entertain a motion and then we can have discussion, Commissioner. I entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona? The discussion. So this is Commissioner Uranda's recreational center precinct coverage. And as far as I've been advised, you're correct that the Johnny Gloria Placita was supposed to be, the county was allowing Ms. Martinez, Alicia Martinez, to oversee the placita for, I believe it was 3 specific events or 2 specific events. With that money that was going to be revenue from those events was going to go to the comite. However, the recreational center, there was never any clarification, and the recreational part is where the basketball gym, where the basketball area is at. And as you mentioned, you've been notified, and so has my office, that they're being rented out, and where's that money going to? And so obviously we need to have a contract, and perhaps we need to get with our county attorney, or if not, authorize me to hire an attorney to do a contract. But it's my distinct understanding when I talked to Mr. Pereira is that that property belongs to Dimmit County. So any revenue that is made from there must go to Dimmit County. So we need to take some kind of action to draft up a contract. Another thing also that needs to, and this is why I guess you put it on here as well, is to clarify the usage and who is going to manage I don't even know if manage is a proper word for us to use anymore, but who is going to handle the scheduling of that facility or that event? Is that going to go also to Ms. Puente, or is that, how do you have it now, Commissioner Urena?
Ms. Puente started scheduling things for the placita.
For the placita.
Right.
Discussion? Other discussion?
And all we do is maintain it, pressure wash it, cut the grass, pick up the trash, repair the restrooms, whatever is needed out there.
What about the recreational part?
On both of
Okay, so my understanding is that we're gonna call it Johnny Gloria Placita, including the recreation.
Yes, sir, that sign's
Correct.
right there in the corner, and it's
Correct.
block.
Mhm. So with that being said, we have to decide how we're going to move forward, because the understanding that when I spoke to Mrs. Martinez and then I spoke to Mr. Pereira was that the commissioners had only approved for her to have 16 de septiembre or something like that event, and then also well, Cinco de Mayo event, and whatever funds were gonna be used, or whatever funds were revenue from allowing them to use the stalls or a place, they would go to the comite. However, anything after that, anytime that it was used, that revenue had to come back to Dimmit County, as we do with any other recreational center that we have. And I don't think that's going on right now.
So right now, Judge, if I may ask, are we gonna amend the motion or check into legal matters or
We can amend the motion
check
to,
to see what direction the attorney gives or?
we can do that, yes.
If you don't mind, Judge, talk with the people, that way we can have everything, the contract and everything together, that we know which way we go.
Well, what I would like,
Just for
what I
discussion unless
What I would like to do is for you guys to amend the agenda, if you want to amend it, since it's your item request, to allow me to, or authorize the county judge to sit down with Mr. Pereira and an attorney so that we can come up with a contract or maybe language as how we're going to move forward with that specific. And I can also have Ms. Martinez join in that conversation. So let me see what number, I already lost what number we're on. 2.23, Mr. Garcia, to amend, to authorize the county judge to move forward with a proper discussion and/or a contract possibly, and how the usage of the placita is going to be had moving forward. And then once I have that documentation, we'll put it before the Commissioners Court to approve.
Second.
Second by, first motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion?
Just briefly, Your Honor. If you're going to place it under Mrs. Puente, she has an existing contract that we can modify as to the fees for the rental fees.
She has that, we'll get that.
Yeah, and so we may not need an additional contract if she's going to be managing
I don't think it's so much of a contract, it's more of how it's going to be utilized, because they had an agreement prior to with Ms. Alicia Martinez and the comite, and what it seems to be based on the concern that Commissioner Juan Carmona had and that our office has received also, is that there's other events besides those two events that they had initially agreed to. And so those other events that are being had are bringing in revenue, and does that revenue go to the comite or where does it go? Because by law, that revenue is supposed to be coming to Dimmit County.
I understand that they're having monthly pungas.
Correct.
Right.
And I think that's the concern.
And if they would give it to the material, it would be a problem, but that's the question I had for the judge, who's making the money?
Yeah. And there's some questions we need to clear up there, because one of the neighbors doesn't allow anybody to park there. It's calling the sheriff department and everything else.
Correct. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.24, discussion and appropriate action to accept the resignation of Sheriff Marion Boyd and to appoint or keep the interim sheriff to fill the vacancy. I'm going to motion that we move this item to executive session at the end of Commissioner's Court. So a motion by the county judge. Mr. Garcia, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. I'm just going to move it down to discussion executive session. 2.25, discussion and appropriate action monthly report from Dimmit County Assistant Fire Chief Mr. David Torres. That item is going to be brought back during executive session. Mr. Garcia, the sheriff one.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
As you can see, the month of April, we had a total of 6 calls
We had the mass casualty drill that we did with the Dimmit Regional Hospital. We had a few grass fires, a structure fire in Big Wells, and then we had the last grass brush fire there by the pilot on Highway 83, where we did remain throughout the night and close to early morning trying to battle that fire. We did end up, both departments that were out there did end up saving, or not saving, but defending 2 homes that were out there behind the Pilot Travel Center and the Southern Tire Mart.
I will entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action. Thank you, Mr. Torres.
I want one.
Discussion and appropriate action, Precinct 2, installation of radio camera, backup, recharge flashlights, hose nozzle, sit-ins VIN number fire truck 0924.
That's going to be the loose equipment that we went ahead and or attempted to get for the new fire truck that we did order. We are waiting on some of the other items, but when the truck was delivered, a few of the items were already set onto the truck, which included the radio, the backup system, and the rechargeable flashlights.
Is this out of the fire department budget?
No, see those.
Oh,
Yes,
see-
sir. The money that was allocated for the fire department out of the CEOs.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
This equipment, we had ordered it with the truck. And supposedly they misplaced the request fee. So they had to send it in on a separate bill, so, but it was requested with the truck at the time.
So when we purchased the truck, it was 430-something
And it was
thousand.
supposed to be $9,000.
So did they charge you that price, or
No.
we're having to pay an additional?
No, they left it out.
So it's an additional
That's an additional $9,000. $9,000 and change. But their equipment that we ordered.
So whenever on the price that we approved to purchase,
And
it's a reduction? There's a reduction?
No, it's an addition.
So what we approved the last meeting was basically
The 436.
Yeah, the incorrect amount, right?
Well, no, because they get sent the bill, and then they send us the bill that all cut down, so it's gotta be an increase on that. So but it's already paid. The truck.
The truck is paid, this is not paid,
Right.
so where's the backup?
We submitted it all.
Yes, sir. It was submitted to the with the agenda item, also with the request, and the backup was
On the first,
on the first time when it was
last
yes, ma'am.
So, but for this one right here with the additional price, is there a backup for that?
That should have been with the first time that I turned in the agenda item. Because I turned in the agenda item along with the extra.
We tabled it because he wasn't here,
Yes, ma'am.
so it was on that meeting.
so on this item, it should have said to purchase,
Correct, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it doesn't say purchase, so to me would just be a discussion and
To try to attempt to purchase it. Yes, ma'am. That's what it was gonna. The first one that I had made was to say it was to purchase, but since the item was tabled, it was brought up again for this one. It didn't say purchase this time.
Can you just tell me you didn't put this item on the agenda?
I had put it in the first time, sir. Second time,
But this time around.
no, I didn't put the item agenda because they were going to redo it since it was tabled on the previous commissioner's court.
But you're supposed to bring it up. You're the man that was not here.
Yes, sir. But my understanding was it was just going to be the same that it was going to be on the last commissioner's court. The same discussion we're going to
The
agenda.
correction should have
I
been
just-
made.
I just want to I'm asking because I just want to clarify, because I don't want to double pay. when we approved back in, when did we approve back in February or something, the $439,000? When we approved that, was that inclusive of this right here?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, because they, when we approved it, they hadn't given us the remaining price of what it was for. What was supposed to be included in the truck. So when we paid this truck, they sent us a separate bill, which was with the equipment that they forgot to put in with it, with the original.
So we have to come up, that they should have gotten everything together and said, this is the total price, right?
Yes.
So when you guys received the truck, it was missing all these items?
Yes.
So now you're requesting for it to be purchased?
Purchased, yes.
At an additional
Yes.
amount?
Yes.
From the 439,000?
Yes.
And so I think that's what Commissioner Rubalcaba is asking about, is that new invoice for the 9,000, do we have that?
Yes.
Because it's not in here.
Yeah, that's when I submitted for the first time, not this last time, but the first time when I didn't see it in the, because it wasn't brought up in the agenda on 2 Commissioners Court ago. So then I had to redo it again. I had to resend it again.
Yeah, because we tabled it.
Yes, ma'am. And this last one had to be tabled, and now we're bringing it
So
up.
what you're saying is that he should have told us to add it to this?
I would say, if we approve it, there's no backup. Can we do that, Mr. Vega?
There is backup.
Huh?
There is backup. The cost-
On the old one, Commissioner?
Yes,
Not on this one right now.
Either way.
Because,
yeah,
what's got me, I'm sorry.
it's okay. Either way, it's gonna have to come back because it doesn't say to purchase. It just says precinct 2 installation of radio, camera backup, recharge flashlights. It doesn't say purchase. It just says discussion of appropriate action, precinct 2 installation of radios. It doesn't say that we're purchasing the radios. That's why I'm asking,
That's
are we
true.
purchasing this or what are we doing?
That's true. So I'm going to entertain a motion to table this item. And Mr. Torres, if you can, for the next Commissioners Court, get with my staff so that she can go back to when y'all had it, when we tabled it the last time, so that she can put the copies of
Yeah, because
that
the
invoice.
first time I brought it, it wasn't yours. It was the other lady that works there, Miss Julissa was there.
Mhm.
When I turned in that one, Miss Lita wasn't in the office at the moment.
Mhm.
And then the second
Either
time.
one
Yeah,
does
yes,
get
I
it.
understand, yes.
But I guess just, and also just to clarify the proper language to reflect purchase and not installation.
Okay.
Because we're actually purchasing the item.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, and for the record, it's not a purchase radio, it's a radio that we had that they were gonna install.
So that's why you were to
No, but he
correct
kept
it on
mentioning the radio.
item, Agenda,
It's just-
correct it that way you wanted to say.
The radio we already had, that's why it's so.
So we're just purchasing the camera, the flashlights, hose nozzle? Because the way that it was put on the agenda was the way it was brought to the office. And the agenda request says installation of radio, camera, recharge flashlights, hose nozzles.
I'm asking. Because I'm going by what it reads.
Yeah, that's what the request says. So we're just going by what the request says.
It's correct.
Okay, I'll go ahead and correct it and submit it again.
The motion to table
Motion.
by Commissioner Odena, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying no, the thing is, it doesn't say purchase.
Yes, ma'am. No, I understand. Thank you.
2.27, discussion and appropriate action to either purchase more Microsoft GP spots or change the PO system entirely.
We can request a non-action in this item because we figured out this problem already.
No action. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. No action taken. Discussion and appropriate action, give payroll permission to reduce paid leave hours to ensure employees do not go over 80 hours for the pay period.
Currently, the law says that employees can only get comp time if they have to physically work the 40 hours a week first before they can get any comp time after that. But if there's a combination of hours worked and sick and any type of paid leave, that different, let's say hours worked plus vacation is 43 hours. Those 3 hours are going to get paid out because vacation can't turn into comp time. So I'm asking permission to reduce the amount of vacation that employee is using to make sure they don't go over what's budgeted for the pay period.
Also on a note, the department head should be doing that before they turn it in.
That's what I was gonna say, I guess that's up to us.
Well,
Well, it's not up to us, but we have to clarify that when they do the timesheet.
it shouldn't be to the point where it gets to the payroll and they're having to fix it, but you're all just trying to do the bill for payroll to ability.
In
to do
case
that.
that someone, in case
In case-
someone doesn't turn it in, correct it, we're giving him permission to correct it himself.
We're giving you as the county treasurer permission or your staff?
Yeah.
Staff. Well, I mean, I'm in charge. Even if my staff is doing it, I have to take responsibility for whatever my staff does. So ultimately, the responsibility is on me.
Okay, could you run that one more time for us, please?
What I just said?
Can you run what you put on here one more time? I didn't understand it too well.
So, right now, the law says you can only get comp time if you work more than 40 hours in a week. But you have to physically work those hours. So if the total with hours worked and, like, let's say vacation, if it adds up to more than 40, those additional hours are going to get paid out because they're not going to become comp time. So what I'm asking for is permission to reduce the amount of vacation they used and give it back to the employee so they don't go over what's budgeted for that pay period. Because the budget was made with the intention of the employee only working 80 hours each pay period. So if we're paying, let's say, 85 hours each pay period, eventually the department's going to run out of money in that account code.
This,
I'll give you an example. That probably the best way. So the employee works 33 hours in a week. He takes 8 hours vacation during those 40 hours. So it comes out to 41. So all the department head should actually only give him 7 hours of vacation to get to the 40 hours. And that's all you all are doing, authorizing the payroll department to give back that 1 hour back to the employee, so he's going to mark it down to 7 hours. Because that's all they're authorized to work.
Correct.
Hey, right?
that part I understand, but when I asked you two gentlemen one time that we were gonna send a memo to the elected officials of if they pay them overtime and they run out of money for their employee, you guys send them home. Are we gonna see that memo?
I did. I already sent it.
He did send that,
He did.
explaining that
We'll send
to
it to your email.
the department head. Okay, he did send that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because, sometimes they take money from here and put it there, but not on payroll, correct?
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but he's already sent that memo out to all the department
We
heads.
can just go ahead and resend that memo again, and then also we'll get you Commissioner Carmona's email, because sometimes he doesn't get his secretary's email, correct? And maybe you can physically hand out the memo as well.
Well, if y'all do approve it and give me permission, do I still send that memo? Because then
Yes.
that problem won't happen.
To send the memo in.
Okay.
Any other discussion? You did jump the gun, Mr. Carmona. I'll entertain a motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Opposition, thank you, I forgot to say that. Any opposition? Opposed by Commissioner Rubalcaba.
I'm sorry, Judge, I oppose.
You oppose? Opposition by Commissioner Rubalcaba and opposition by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, amend policy to implement catastrophic illness and injury sick leave pool.
I've been approached by several employees in in finding a way for the employees themselves to be able to help out another employee that has gone through, like, for example, a catastrophic illness or injury. Basically, let's say somebody is out because they have a organ transplant and they've used up all their sick leave or all their vacation, all their comp time, but they still do need the money to pay their bills. And basically, this is a policy to where an employee can donate the sick leave that they do have to a pool, and that person who wants those hours or shows the need for those hours can have access to that up to a certain amount. And I wrote this policy in conjunction with, I reached out to 10 different counties, ranging in sizes from ours all the way to bigger counties, for example, like in Dallas and Austin. And I compiled what they had and put something together that I feel can be used here. But I do recommend that y'all take the time to read through it, maybe table it so y'all can have a better understanding of it. But I just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention because it is a request I've had from several employees in the county.
So this is in our policy book right now?
No.
No, he's asking
Do you want us
for,
to table it and review it, or?
yes.
Well, I would like y'all to read it and review it so y'all can have a good understanding of it.
So this is currently not in our policy, he's asking for it to be implemented, so right now he's saying he's okay if we table it, so you can take this with you, read over it, and then we'll put it on the agenda again and decide if we're gonna implement it or not.
Motion to table.
Motion to table by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Uranda. Discussion?
Mr. Ortiz, I'm all for this, but the only problem I have is that, are they gonna tell you, like, better is gonna give me dates? Are you gonna ask the whole?
No, it's completely voluntary. So
Right,
the only people that can access this is if they donate it themselves. So let's say we have 10 employees and they all donated hours. If they ever need to, they can apply for
Just
it.
the group?
Just the group that
Okay,
donated.
That's what I was gonna tell you, because we tried it one time and it was a headache.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't pitch in, but the pool,
Right.
I need to be in it.
Right. But a lot
That's
of,
why I don't,
Mhm.
it's a great idea, but you're gonna have headaches with that. I
Right.
guarantee you.
Right. But that's what a lot of counties did that. You can only participate if you donated yourself. And the best way to keep it fair is, for example, I wrote in there, I would get the information and we would create kind of like a committee and I would bring the situation without the person's name to make sure it's fair and we're not trying to get anybody. But that's the way it's kind of set up, the way I wrote it.
As far as the insurance, if they go more than, what is it, 10 days? I mean, 3 months or a month?
12 weeks. 12 weeks.
Okay, the commissioner's court, the elected officials come and ask for days, extra days, and we approve them up to 3 times. So that's why I was wondering, I know they're not getting any salary, but, they don't have to worry about their insurance.
Right, but this is an additional way to help them with their salary per se.
Like I said, I don't have a problem, but I just want you to be aware that you're gonna have a headache on your hands.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes the headache's worth it if it's for a good cause.
So we motion to table it, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.3, discussion and appropriate action to rescind the 207K exemption for law enforcement.
Back in August of last year, it was approved for overtime for the sheriff's department. They can't get their overtime through the grant until after they reach 80 hours. But currently, or since 2014, the county had claimed the 207K exemption. So if we're going to choose the 80 instead of the 86, that the 207K exemption, we just need to formally denounce the 207K exemption.
But they get the order,
I'm going to do discussion.
but they don't get the overtime until after they get their 86 hours.
No, it got approved for 80 last August. August 22nd of last year. It's I had included in there, it's item 3.10.
And it was,
Yeah, because it was gonna affect the deputies, they were gonna lose their salary, and they were gonna, yeah, okay, now I remember. So which one is, do we have to,
You have to rescind the 207K exemption. So we don't have anything conflicting paperwork.
so that means they can, over the 80, they get the, oh.
I'm glad you remembered to vote on.
I know, no, I did it, I was here.
she has it. She has her backup, so you voted, Commissioner.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. 3.1, approval for installation of IBR 900 series road routers in all Dimmit County Sheriff's Police units.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. Good afternoon, sorry.
Morning,
These,
afternoon.
Afternoon. These routers here, they're called Cradle Points. They've been in our possession for some time now. And when Chris, IT, was here, he was looking to see how he was going to install them. It never got done. So they've been sitting there at the arena. In the IT department, I asked for them to be pulled out. And I had the vendor out of Crystal City that you all used, I believe, Commissioner. He looked at it and he gave us a quote to get them installed. In order for our system to work properly, we need these Cradle Points on every unit. So we have enough to equip the whole fleet, but they're just sitting there in the IT department. And our IT department cannot install it. I've already asked them and they can't do it. Because you have to drill a hole in the roof of every unit that has laptop systems in it. So what I submitted was a quote from the gentleman that we have used locally, and he's willing to come over here and set up in the arena if possible and do 2 or 3 units at a time. And I checked on the date of purchase, if I'm not mistaken, it was close to a year now that we've had these Cradle Points, or over that.
I entertain a motion.
Move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, a second.
second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion?
It's coming out of y'all's budget.
Well, we need a budget for something like this. If we cannot get maybe help from somewhere else, then we will use our seizure funds if needed for this. But this is not something that we did budget or did. We did plan, I spoke with IT and we did discuss of maybe splitting the cost with IT. We were going to bring it for discussion to you all, see what you all thought. IT could pay half, we pay half. But at this point, we really just need it. So if we got to pay out of the seizure funds, we'll pay out of that at no cost to the county. We had another seizure come in. So.
We have to find another way, because I know IT already has.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
That much.
Well, this is probably about 3 weeks ago when I spoke to Marco, and he said that there was enough in his budget. But he would have to discuss it with Commissioner Carmona first.
I believe there's also professional services, that budget line, can we use that? For the
No.
rest of it?
No, that would have to be the forfeiture's fine.
there would be a forfeiture.
Of course, it's fine.
It's 11,000 per car or?
No, that's total, Commissioner, that's every vehicle in the fleet.
On all, it's all the vehicles.
Yes, we itemized the vehicles and that they were going to be going into.
So you've had these for a while already?
They've been there for a long time.
But they're not active
No, they're not.
until they install?
IT can do the software portion of it, they just can't do the install for it. So we've learned that with what we have now, when we're out in big wells or in these highways, Catarina, our service drops. So we can be on our laptop doing a ticket and it drops on us. So we have to log back in and try to get service. With these Cradle Points, it'll solve that issue.
I just checked the budget, Mr. Ramirez, just for the record, and I just told that to Commissioner. The IT has no funds
Okay.
for,
Right,
unfortunately, so.
Mr. Pereira, can I donate $3,000 out of my account? No?
They've got it in the forfeiture.
Huh?
They have money in the forfeiture.
So you got money? Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yes, Commissioner Carmona.
Mayor Ramirez, I know some of our cars are, that you put here, but some of y'all's cars are not any that are just gonna go down.
No, so we picked the ones that have, I mean, some of those actually still have, they already have over 130,000.
Yeah, no, I understand,
But there are newest
it's not
ones.
like a beat up car,
No,
and
no,
then they
these are-
install this and then the next time.
Right, right.
I will make sure that we do
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner, for offering the.
Commissioner Odena already, and the Commissioner, it's just discussion. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval for the non-urban grant resolution.
Hello, Judge, Commissioners. I'm in the process of applying for several grants, and one of the requirements is that I need to already submit the resolution. The non-urban grant resolution is through the Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Now entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval for the small community outdoor grant resolution.
This is the
Same
same thing.
announcement.
Yes, it's through the Texas Park and Wildlife, just a different grant.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.4, discussion and appropriate action, approval for first responder mental health grant FY24.
I applied for this grant about maybe March of this year. It was on the agenda. It was approved for me to apply for it. Now that I'm just asking that y'all guys approve the resolution.
I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Discussion and appropriate action, jail status and sheriff's report.
If you notice, the report itself is different now. This is from the Southern software, the new software we have. We have already been notified that we are in compliance with our reporting, which is good for the county. Now, we're not 100% yet with our dispatch and our CADs, but we will get there, including the jail system. The important thing is that we are reporting at 100% for the state, so we are in compliance.
Is this part of the Briar?
I'm sorry?
Is it part of the Briar?
Yes, so what you have there in your hand is it's basically every report that we've taken in the month. It should show in there the buyer notification of what we have. On second page, buyer reports. That's always going to be active, but it'll show you a breakdown of aggravated assaults or thefts or anything going on in the county. Like I said, the good news is that we are in compliance with the state.
Mr. Ramirez, I did want to commend your staff. I know that the ladies worked very diligently to get the Dimmit County Sheriff's Office up to compliance. I know that they called me from the governor's office, as we mentioned in Commissioner's Court the last time, that we were possibly in jeopardy of losing about 4 or 5 grants. And the Dimmit County Sheriff's Office, you guys worked zealously and very, very fast to get the compliance up to par so that we would not lose those grants. So I just wanted to formally thank them. I know they're not here today. I don't say that you were one of them, but thank the other ladies on my behalf. The governor's office did call, and you guys are now in compliance with NIBRS in terms of the grants and not being in jeopardy. So thank them for me, please.
I will. Thank you.
I think they did it like in a week and a half time, so.
We had so I had all the admin staff, including the investigators, helping, and actually Captain Picasso behind me took a big role in that, so
Yes,
we got it done.
tell them I said thank you. the
Any
Jail-
questions, Commissioners? Or are we just?
the jail status report. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Is there any discussion?
In the old report, you used to put down how much money was coming in. Well, you did it, Mr. Perez, so we have that under again.
For the marshals?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
Judge, I would like to say something.
Yes.
We were looking at the inspections, and I have one here for Dr. Hugo. His contract ends in this month. I do have a copy of the contract. I was advised by Charlie Guzman, the nurse, saying he's good with the old contract that he had made. I do not know who made this contract. I believe it was with the county,
The judge's office, yeah.
I can get you a copy of each one.
Thank you.
So you're gonna put it up next Commissioner's Court for the agenda?
Yes.
Yes, I just made a copy of the contract so you can look into it. Like I said, the contract ends of this month, so I was just being advised about the contract of Dr.
And there's no changes from the existing contract?
As far as I know, Nurse Charlie advised me that the doctor is good with the contract. Also, I believe on page 7, Judge, you might have to edit some of your signature on it.
If you can, Ms. Montes, go ahead and put it as an agenda item for the next Commissioners Court, and then I'll have my staff work on getting that to the Commissioners Court for the approval.
I won't get in trouble for the late contract or anything like that, or?
Well, no, we can't approve the contract until it's been, I need to get with the attorney to review it,
Okay.
and then it needs to be approved by Commissioners Court.
So I just put
So
an
it'll
agenda
just,
for next.
it'll just lapse, correct?
You're already late, because it's already in. So it wasn't-
I was just, yeah, I don't know who
This
was,
should be on top of this.
yes. I think that was from the county judge from last year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
If I may, ask.
Are we opening it for rediscussion? Because we already approved.
No, I just wanted to ask you, would they to stay for executive session?
Yes, I've already advised Mr. Ramirez.
And the two of you?
Yes, thank you.
Judge, Ms. Rodriguez, was it 4 items or 3? If her agenda is 4.
Ms. Rodriguez.
It's not on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, the criminal justice, the resolution for that.
It's not on the agenda.
We'll just make sure you get it to my office for the next one. It's there? So then my office did not put it. Ms. Hernandez. We won't over,
That's what I was just asking.
Okay. We'll put it on the next agenda, Commissioner, who will come. Thank you.
Is that for the sheriff?
Yes, you're fine, you can. 4.1, utility and regulatory compliance status report, Mr. Hyman.
On the CSA building, the electrical has been completed. It got inspected by the city inspector. The AP has gone in there and hooked up and removed the wiring to the generator. The flooring is all completed. And I think they're still working on just little items that need.
Have they advised you by any chance of when this project's gonna be completed? I know they told us in April.
No.
We're gonna hit June already and we still haven't completed the project.
I advise Mr.
Urenda?
Urenda, we had talked about it, and I think we need to get a hold of Mr. Calzada, about Commissioner Urenda,
He's gonna be here today.
take care of it.
We did get a hold of the contractor that built the storage room, and he said he was going to be here this week to install the road.
I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 5.1, discussion appropriate action, grants and planning status report.
Judge and Commissioners, in the past 2 weeks, I've been reviewing grants submitted by the previous employee. Throughout my assessment, I found that a grant concerning domestic violence and trainings was submitted incorrectly. I did contact one of the administrators for the review board regarding that grant, and they advised me that we have no later than the deadline to comply with the prerequisites. Furthermore, the grants department is working alongside Middle Rio Grande Developing Council on the Colonia project. The grants department is also working hand in hand with Ms. Elena Rodriguez to implement safer security systems throughout the courts, more specifically the historical courthouse in this annex building. To conclude, I'm also searching for new grants concerning community housing assistance, such as restoration, reconstruction, and additions, as well as disaster risk management assistance, which includes roofing issues, other property damages that the community has encountered due to drastic weather changes, such as flooding, severe winds, fires, and other related causes. On the other hand, throughout the emergency management department, we are creating new and updated emergency preparedness plans. With this in mind, the leader of any emergency department will be invited to meet at least once a month to revisit the plan and become aware of the actions that will be taken in emergency situations. If any commissioners would like to attend these meetings and see how your department can contribute to this emergency preparedness plan, you're more than welcome to come. I will be sending emails with details of these meetings 2 weeks in advance. This sums up my monthly report status for the month of May. Do you have anything to include?
As stated in the previous line item for the law enforcement, I'm in the process of applying for 2 grants through the Texas Park and Wildlife, the non-urban and small community grant, which will help with the project that the judge wants for the youth complex. I'm also in the process of getting with the JPs as well as the judge of Operation Lone Star. Operation Lone Star is in the process of opening up on Monday. So we're trying to get together with all the officials and stuff to see what it is that they are needing so that when the time comes, I can apply for that. I know that Ms. Ortiz had stated that we're in the process of looking for courthouse security. I did apply for a grant That deadline was on May 18th through FEMA, although as soon as I applied for it, I got an email back from FEMA stating that since we're a local government, we need to apply through the state, and that would have been through e-grants, and the deadline had passed. So I'm just still looking for other grants for that.
I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any other discussion?
Discussion, Judge.
Yes.
If I may ask the young lady to provide me a copy of the report, it was just too fast for me to write down.
We will.
It's part of the record.
I would like to thank you, ma'am, Miss, because before we always try to get the grant for the elderly to go houses, but Bernie took the full honor, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the county treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz, for the month of April 2023.
On the first page for the list of bank accounts, there was only 2 that were in the negative, and that was just due to the timing of when checks went out and when I was able to deposit them. And on the second page, again, it's just a snapshot of all our investments for the month of April, plus what went out for payroll in the month of April.
I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second? Second. Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. 6.2, financial report from the county auditor.
Auditor Carlos Pereira for the month of April 2023.
Through April, we have collected in current taxes $12,900,000. We had budgeted $12,800,000, so we're right now, through April, over $80,000 collected. And that's due to a lot of supplementals that we're receiving, which means that basically that carries over into additional values to next year. Our sales tax also is right now at currently $1,700,000 in April. Through May, we're going to be $2,760,000 in May, which is the same amount that we collected for the whole year in last year. So the sales tax is going to be also over. So in total, what we have collected through April is $17,151,000. Expenditures we have through April, $8,949,000, which makes us $8,200,000 revenues over expenditures. So we will be in very good shape by the end of the year again.
Yes. I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Gonna be good, we don't have to borrow.
Come again?
So we're good, we don't have to borrow from the seals.
Go.
Come again?
So are we good, we don't have to borrow from the seals
For what?
for our taxes?
Yeah, we're over, yes. You're right, we're good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Claim docket. For the general fund, we're at $575,934.34. Dimmit County clerk fees, $2,569.29. District clerk fees, I apologize, Dimmit County clerk fees are $2,569.29. District clerk fees are $2,811.42. Dimmit County Airport is $3,469.37. Dimmit County Golf Course, $8,287.18. Courthouse security is $3,598.57. Utilities is $45,148.98. Rodeo Arena is $650. Stone Garden is $31,782.65. CDBG Community Development, $14,625. CTIF Text Dot is $5,500. Dimmit County Payroll, $172,371.94. COs 2019, $29,445. COs 2020 is $187,260.30 for a grand total of $1,083,454.04. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion?
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
the CDBG Community Development, that payment, is that the one for the streets?
The CD, yes, ma'am. That's the one for the streets. The one on Houston Street, we had a discussion about that. I called Commissioner Alonso Carmona, and Mr. Pereira discussed it with Mr. Held in regards to that, because there was some concerns and issues about there being payment and no services being done on the actual project. It's my distinct understanding that Mr. Pereira discussed it with Mr. Held, and that Middle Rio Grande, that issue has been resolved. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I know I look manly, but last time I checked, I'm a woman. Any other discussion, Commissioner? You have a discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. At this time, I'm going to recall item number 2.224, discussion and appropriate action to accept the resignation of Sheriff Marion Boyd and to appoint or keep the interim sheriff to fill the vacancy. I'm going to go into executive session. The time is 12:37.
We look at the date, I'm not checking. July what? It's a Thursday and Friday. People, 13 and 14 or Thursday and Friday. We're gonna turn it in by June 2nd. Why did you wait so long? No? There's no, oh, I forgot. Oh, forget to approve the
Back on the record, the time's 1:14. No action taken. I gave you the time, right, Mr. Garcia? Yes. No action taken on the resignation. We are going to have an emergency meeting regarding that. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular county meeting. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
The time is 1:15, and I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Public Facilities Corporation meeting. Roll call is the same as the previous. 1.3, approval of minutes of regular meeting May 8, 2023. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, discussion and appropriate action, new business. Any new business?
Judge, just for Commissioner's Court information, yours, we're starting to build a ramp crosswalk for the ACs, because they need it in order for them to work on the air conditioners. So that's what Mr. Cruz is doing now. Also, we're starting to see the light. We got about everything. The repairmen have about everything going 100% now. So now it's just a matter of upkeeping the air conditioners and the electricity and all that.
Did we get the AC people to go out there?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Cool Comfort, Mr. Diaz, he takes care of the regular air conditioners. But these other companies, they're the ones that work with
the HVAC?
The circuit board.
Train.
Train. And that's the reason that we have to call him. But Mr. Diaz said he was gonna, whenever they came down again, he was gonna aim with them so he could learn how to do it. And Mr. Cruz learned how to fix everything, so now we'll be all right. And we'll fix our own water leaks and everything else. We'll be up to par.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any new discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Financial 3.1, discussion appropriate action, monthly report.
Through April, we collected $287,000 for the lease, and we've got $1,100,000, but if you remember, the $1,005,000 is still pending for the purchase of the property. The $1,105,000, which is the purchase for the Middleville grant, that's still pending.
It is. Any, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Discussion?
Mr. Mayor, Judge, I talked to, I got a call from Mr. Vargas. He's the one that was out there when they were surveying the building. So he told me that he had, not blueprint, but what do you call it, the plat?
The survey? The plat?
So he's gonna show me where the pins are so we can get it going and finally get to it without having to get a surveyor.
Perfect.
We couldn't find the pins for the.
Oh, okay, the pins. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna find them pretty soon. Also, Mr. P, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm negative on the repairs. Where can I pull money from here?
Okay, we'll bring it to Commissioner's Court. Budget. We'll bring it back to Commissioner's Court with a budget amendment.
Correct.
We just didn't miss it on.
Oh, you'll take care of it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He's gonna take it
From where? From where?
from his equipment, he hasn't touched it.
I thought you were my friend.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Claim docket, public safety, $8,736.97. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.